Hello.
Hello? Hey, is this Benazir?
It is. Is that Eric?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Wow.
I just saw your post on the forum. You
Oh,
said you were
yeah,
on.
just minutes ago, yeah.
I was just right here as well, so I thought I'd give you a call.
Ah, cool. I've got my friend Dusty on the line here.
Excellent.
Yeah. Are you still there? Oh, he's on the other line. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I can call him back in.
Sure, try it.
Yeah. How do you do it here? I'll add him in. Yeah, I forgot. You have to answer. You have to push a certain button to...
Is Dusty a fellow flat earther?
Yeah, I think so. He's certainly got questions. Yeah. Sorry, this thing's acting funny on me here. So you're in Thailand, eh?
Yep.
You're just waking up then?
Yeah, well, it's just past noon now.
Yeah.
So you're thinking of doing some sort of radio show format, Skype, or what were you thinking?
Yeah, good question. Did you ever, I guess you didn't listen to I sent you a link once for Dustband. It was a show I used to do.
Not sure if I saw that or not.
You probably would have remembered it was a 5-hour episode.
Oh, okay. I probably didn't watch 5 hours then.
Yeah, it's just pure audio. I used to be a big Fakeologist fan.
Okay.
And then discovered that he's a shill. So I called him out on it, and they're like, no, we're not, and just acting all oblivious. It's a big thing that happened over there, and so we recorded a show all about it, pointing it out, and then their response to it was, oh, they're just, those guys are really over emotional. Anyway, carrying on, and it's like, what? So it was really weird. But,
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I think did you ban Fakeologist from your site? Aberrato?
I think one of the mods might have banned him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't ban him, but he just kind of stopped posting. I saw he kept coming to the forum long after he stopped posting, and then he might have been banned after trying to post something. I'm not sure.
There we go. I figured it out. Sorry. It's been a while since I've used Skype that much. Just adding him there.
Hello.
There he is.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey. Hi.
Dusty, Eric, Dusty.
Hey, Dusty.
Hi, Eric. Hi. How are you? Hi. Hello. That's
Where
great.
are you at? Canada. I heard Benazir.
Yeah,
so-
Vancouver, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just telling Eric about the Dustband show there. So he hasn't heard it yet. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's not like we're...
Yeah. Yeah, Dusty and I, we actually used to work together. We do a show. I'm recording, by the way. You don't mind me just recording, do you?
Sure. Yeah, I was going to ask, how did you record your Dustbin show, and what were you thinking to do for this new IFERS show?
Yeah, Ab helped me set it up, actually. A bunch of audio repeaters going into each other, and then this thing called Butt Recorder. We just recorded the whole thing, and we even streamed live, actually, at the time, and then spruced it up, actually, to set it for upload. And put the music properly and balanced it all.
And you streamed it live on what site?
Oh, through his site, Fakeologist.
Okay.
Yeah, so he did all the setting up for that. But as I was saying, he's a shill. I'm pretty sure he's a shill. So.
Yeah, that place is long gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really a shame how they just...
We've noticed most of the guys coming over to IFERS, though, have been getting slowly banned one by one. It's kind of funny.
Guys from Fakeologist?
Yeah. Like Unreal and I think Wanda.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Wanda was banned.
Wanda O'Reilly?
I never knew her last name. It could be.
I don't think she's been banned now. I like her.
Oh, yeah? I don't know if that's her or not. And
Okay.
SMJ, I think, was banned.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't recognize that.
No. They come on once in a while. But I've been listening to a few of Ab's shows since, and he complained. He goes, oh, I got this SMJ guy complained. I got banned over there. I guess I can't report on Benazir anymore. They're trying to keep tabs on me.
Yeah, I like your videos, Eric, on your videos channel there. I've been watching especially the Hitler one is good, and some of the flat Earth stuff is certainly compelling. There's a lot of things that are very, very controversial and things that people don't know about, and it's interesting to watch. It's quick how people are labeling people that are neo-Nazi. If you're watching that stuff, you're this and that, but they don't get you just got to kind of look at it without the biased pair of eyes and just sort of see what they haven't been telling us. And it's not anything bad. It's sad what direction we're going in this world. Like so.
Yeah, they use those catchphrases to get us not to research any further because people don't want to be labeled a flat earther, Holocaust denier, or whatever, or anti-Semite, conspiracy.
Yeah.
All those words pigeonhole people, and they don't want to be pigeonholed by their peer group or whatever, so they just go along to get along.
The buzzwords, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Anti-Semite. It's like, what the hell? You guys aren't even the Semites.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell's that?
Yeah.
If you say anti-Jew, it's too to the point, and it won't serve their needs.
Yeah,
so they had to-
it's too obvious.
Yeah.
And if you say anti-Semite, it's almost like you don't even get it anyway. You're like, oh, I'm offending them on a level I don't even understand. I better not pursue this.
Yeah. It's just, man, there's so much stuff that we just are not told and don't know, and like I'm way not even close to knowing what I should be knowing, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't realize, like, we're just brought up in such an institutionalized, compartmental type of way of thinking. It's just we're in our little box, and that's it. That's all you know, and it's amazing. So it's nice to talk with you. It's neat to see somebody reach out.
I gotta say, I've been very hesitant to go on to any forum ever since we got burned with fakeologists there.
Same here.
And I started seeing your stuff, Eric, and I'm like, well, it's almost too good to be true, you know? Like, no, like I just couldn't invest in anything, and then it's been so long now, about almost a year since I left that other one, and you still seem real.
Yeah. I think we both were on a hiatus there for a long time. We just never we lost so much interest. Like,
yeah, then I lost my job, so we don't work together anymore, so we've been apart. So we used to have like lunch every single day, and we would actually sit and record our audios. We used to call them Lunch Ban after Dust Ban, the show, just as a joke, but never put them out or anything. And so we've just been more recently, talking to each other more and more on Skype and getting the itch.
Getting
to know the water again, and just sort of on a different level.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'd like to have maybe multiple shows on IFERS, like have anyone who wants to do, just like you guys talking like this could be a show.
Yeah.
And you do however long you want to, and if you wanted to do them regularly or just sporadically, whatever, would be fine. And then we can have a section for it, and it would just be members talking with other members or with people outside the forum. And that way we can, it can be the responsibility wouldn't have to be all on your shoulders or anyone else's, and you could do it as often or as little as you had time constraints for. So I was going to ask, what program do you use to record your Skype calls?
Oh, right now it's just MP3 Skype Recorder 4.13. It's called.
Is that a freeware shareware program, or is that a program you have to buy?
No, it's free. Yeah. So far, I've recorded 2 conversations. I think they sounded all right. So
excellent.
Nothing fancy, but
maybe you could leave a link on that thread in the forum talking about what you use to do the calls, and then I'll pitch in and let anybody know that anyone can on the forum can do a show, and then we'll get a thread to start all the new IFERS shows. We can just post them there.
That'd be a good idea.
It's more content from within the forum.
Yeah, because I think I've exhausted almost all your audios. I'm like, oh shit, that's it. Now okay. Well, let's go listen to Mark Sargent now. That's the whole point of all the shows. That they just flood it with so much crap. There's nothing good to listen to.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
Now with this YouTube crap I'm getting from Paul Chiefed, I can't upload videos more than 15 minutes long.
Right.
I don't know if it'll last for 6 months or not.
Jeez. So what does
Right.
it take so that you can get beyond the 15 minutes anyway? Do you have to upload a certain amount and get a certain amount of likes, or how does it work? YouTube, I'm not.
He gave me written permission twice to use his stuff, but then he just decided to sabotage my channel and
Yeah.
claim that, oh no, I don't give you permission retroactively, and so now he's finding all the videos that have his stuff in it and reporting them to YouTube. So I've got it strikes. I gave counter claims, copyright claims against him, trying to show that he's already given me written permission.
Yeah.
But there's no place to post the evidence that I have. So they're kind of siding with him. It's like whoever makes the complaint, they side with him. It's easy for them. They can say, oh, yep, that stuff was in his video first. Now it's in Eric's. Okay, copyright claim verified, case closed.
Yeah, it's like the police. Like, oh, we've seen this thing happen. Oh, yeah, we go with them. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Like, well, wait a minute.
Wow.
So I tried reporting what he's doing to me to show that he's intentionally sabotaging the channel, having given me permission first and then retroactively going against it and all this stuff. And the YouTube people wrote back to me and they're like, yeah, we can't do anything about that. Sorry. I was like, what?
Yeah.
They just gave one sentence reply, so it doesn't seem like they're on my side at all. The counterclaim I made takes 14 days to go through. So I guess another week or so, and I'll find out if that makes it. And if it does, then the strike should get removed, and I should be able to get, however long videos I want to upload that capability back. But if not, then you have to wait 6 months, providing that nobody else gives you strikes in the meantime, which would make your channel safe.
So what does it take to get beyond the initial 15-minute maximum? Or can
when
you
you
now
first
anyway?
Channel, it's limited to 15 minutes until you verify it, like with a verification code with your mobile number or something like that. And then once you get a strike, you go back to that newbie mode.
Okay.
Yeah, until you get the strike removed.
Because I've just put up my first 2 videos recently, just little clips from movies and stuff, and so I didn't know there was a maximum anyway, and just sorting it out.
All right.
Did you see the one I put up there, the Transformers one?
What's your YouTube channel? I don't know that I've...
Yeah, it's just Banazir Galbasi, I think.
Okay. Let's see if I can find you and add you.
You clicked like on what I wrote about it anyway.
That's probably as far as I got.
That's probably good.
Yeah.
Banazir, and then what? G-A...
Yeah, Galbasi, Galbasi.
I can't find anything under Ban... Are you spelling it differently?
Oh, I'll just give you a link here. Hang on.
Okay.
Should have it up. I actually got to 300 views already just because the word flat earth is in the title, I think.
There you go.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
And it's been shared 70 some odd times on Facebook.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Computer's going real slow right now.
Yeah.
It's always happened to me when we were doing our shows, remember?
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
I was
exactly.
the butt of the joke. Always, oh, there's Banazir's computer and crashing on him. Still on a crappy laptop.
Especially with all those repeaters going on.
Yeah, that setup was really strange. That
Yeah.
was Aberato's setup, allegedly. Yeah, it's quite a... It's funny because Ab evidently was banned, and then I thought, well, maybe he was banned because of word of our last show there, and I'm like, yay.
Have to check the ban list. I'm not sure if he's banned or not.
Is Eric is not. He's not familiar with our Dustband 21. Guess he hasn't listened to that, or.
No, I guess not. Yeah, it's not. We're not as world famous as we thought we were.
Yeah. It'd be interesting if he listened to that one, though. There's some cool things how you mixed it.
Yeah, if ever you wanted to hear what happened over there.
Yeah, please send me the link again so I can.
I don't know. Do you have that, Banazir? Do you have the link for that show, or?
Yeah, we did it. We actually didn't put it on Ab's site. We put it on Delqua's outside
Is that
radio
still?
site.
Did you manage to preserve it?
It's up again. It was down for a while. I asked him about it, and he goes, "Oh no, I put it. It's up. Just Kiwi was down for the weekend." Or he always has some weird excuse.
I should download that and get it saved in my. Should get that.
Yeah. Sorry, my computer's extremely slow right now. I can't even YouTube. I saw your Joe Rogan video too.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Huh?
Yeah, he's terrible.
Well, no. Well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt here. He said there is evidence, but he countered it with "No, there isn't." That's all he said. No, there isn't. Case closed.
That guy's very dangerous because he's got everybody wrapped around his finger. He's young. He's got the UFC going. He's popular with a younger audience, and he's saying a lot of good things. But he's very, very one side, and he's very dangerous that way. He's much like Alex Jones. He's got that problem with. It's very hard to penetrate a person like that to convince anybody. Oh, Joe Rogan, you got to be careful. What? What are you talking about? Joe Rogan's great. He's got that going for him. So it's really unfortunate.
Great. Yeah. Have you heard his old stuff when he was exposing the moon landing hoax?
Yeah. I never listened to him exclusively, but
yeah. I mean, he was on the Man Cow show, Penn whatever bullshit show, and debating Phil Plait on his radio show, and he's awesome. I mean, he just evidence after evidence, proof after proof, and just doing it in a really enlightening way. And that's what really turned me on to Joe Rogan in the first place. I was like, this guy's legit. Because nobody talks about the landing hoax. That's when I contacted Alex Jones. Alex was having all these astronauts on his show and just praised them up and down, and I was getting sick. I was like, why is he not even mentioning any of the moon hoax evidence to these astronauts? He's just promoting their books and all this. So I emailed Alex, and Rob Dew gets back to me like, yeah, that's a good idea. We should have either you or Joe Rogan on. I'll let Alex know. And then they never got back to me ever again. And just after that was when they had that little clip that I used where he's talking about some flat earthers contacted me saying I'm covering up the fact that it's some Atlantean conspiracy. It was that email I sent him back then saying, why aren't you even having any moon hoax people, your friend Joe Rogan, have him come on and debate these guys? All you do is praise them, blah, blah, blah. And so, all I got was, I'll let Alex know, and I've never heard from them again every time I've contacted them since. And so Joe was doing an excellent job. He's all buddies with Alex. And then one day he gets his own show on the Sci-Fi Channel, and Neil deGrasse Tyson and what's that guy from the ISS? Forgot, Chris something. He comes on Joe's podcast, so he has all these NASA establishment guys on, and now all he can do is praise them up and down and say, of course we went to the moon. He even says it in that clip you probably heard, the exact same way. He said, there's no way we went to the moon, there's no way. And now he says, there's no way it was a hoax, there's no way.
Yeah, so just that day he flipped, It was just all
Why is the change of heart? Wonder what happened.
Yeah.
Right? And did you hear that clip with Eddie Bravo asking him that? He's like, Joe, you used to be like the moon hoax crusader. You were everywhere exposing it. And then something happened. What happened, Joe? What happened? And he's like, I don't know. I'm a retard. I don't really know. I think we went to the moon. It's so different than the way he used to talk. I mean, he used to be so intelligent about exposing this thing, and now, I'm a retard. I don't know. Makes no sense.
Wow. Yeah. There you go.
And I sent him my Flat Earth book and documentary when I put it out in November, so he has no excuse to not know about it and to have just heard about it from someone tweeting him about it. Right. Apparently, two of his friends are now Flat Earthers, so he was getting mad about it on air. That guy, Max Eberly. Max Eberly, he's like a professional pool player. I looked him up. He's one of Joe Rogan's friends, and he used to, or I guess he's calling out Joe, and ever since then Joe just calls him crazy and disassociates himself from him. But they used to be friends until he started calling Joe out about his anti-chemtrail stance and his sci-fi show as well. And now Max is a flat earther and giving Joe shit about that. So big ups to Max. I've never talked to him, but sounds like he's the real deal. He used to be friends with Joe until he talked too much truth to him. Now Joe just calls him a nut.
Well,
Can only go so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we discovered with Ab Arato. He just can only go so far. No chemtrails, no immigration talk.
Yeah, Eric, I was going to ask you. Sorry, I forgive me if I don't know, but did you ever talk to Ab? Have you ever been on his show? Or
I think he was on the forum for a couple days. I think he got banned as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said on the air, or Ab said on the air, "Oh, Eric won't come on my show. I'm not sure why."
Oh, I think
Yeah.
I remember that. Do I remember that?
Well, it's more recently, maybe.
Oh,
a couple months
okay,
ago.
okay. I don't know that.
I don't follow
No, I
Ab
don't
now,
either.
but I keep tabs on him, and I have a couple little birdies who go there and tell me what's going on. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's a real piece of work, that guy.
And he was the first to interview Mark Sargent.
Oh yeah.
He was the first one. And then I called him out on that on your forum here, on IFERS forum, and it said this, and then Ab responded to that. Oh, Bannister was making fun of me. I was the first to interview him, but just a coincidence. I just called the number at the end. And just like 3 days ago, he talks to Mark Sargent again. He's got him on after all
Wow.
that. It's like,
Really?
yeah.
And it's just a coincidence that some random fan sends him cookies, and then they become guest hosts and then get their own show on his radio station.
Crazy.
What was the other thing? Oh, he
Yeah.
was also saying on Patricia's show the other day. He's like, she's like, "Are you going to do a Flat Earth Clues Part 13?" And he goes, "Well, I've been told to hold off on that one by some people with special abilities."
Nice. I've heard
For that one, I was like, "What the fuck?" I got the top comment on her video for that one, and he admitted that he's talking to some psychics. And they decided that he should do 13 parts to his series, but he should hold off on part 13 for now. What is this 13 thing? And who are these psychics? And he was saying, I don't even know what the subject's going to be yet. So he doesn't even know what the part 13 is going to be.
He's just going to do it just for the hell of it.
Psychics have already told him to hold off on this thing. He doesn't even know what it is yet. So basically, I think he was just getting way too comfortable. It's like 2.5 hours into the interview, and he just let it slip. He's like, "Oh, I've been told to hold up on that." What slows down, and you can see he's like he tried to stop himself from smiling. The whole thing's hilarious.
Wow.
Too late live broadcast kind of thing.
Yeah, it was a Google Hangout.
Yeah, what's her name? Patricia Steele? Steer,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just posted about her. I'm very suspicious about her as well.
Oh, yeah.
She's got a Jewish mother and used to do radio in the 80s and 90s. Comes out of nowhere. She's been buttering me up for months on my Facebook group. But now she's coming out saying, like, the whole first hour of their new show is saying how calling out shills is so bad for the movement. Oh, everybody should figure it out for themselves.
Yes, diametrically opposed to that thought. That's ridiculous. Only a shill would say that, of course.
And nobody's saying not to, like, I tell them, yeah, go ahead, check out these shills for yourself. I'm not saying not to watch the shills. I'm saying to discern who you think is legit and who you think isn't. Whereas they're saying, like, no, we all have to have a big cuddle and sing Kumbaya.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing. And if you watch her fourth show on this Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes, you'll see that she's clearly coming out against IFERS and anyone who calls anyone a shill, while at the same time subtly saying that she wants to, just like Mark Sargent, subtly at the same time saying she wants to just have flat earth friendship. We all stick along. It's like, well, we all need to get along. It's those of us who point out that some of us are shills. We all need to get along except those.
Calling out shills, that's such a baller thing to do. Us flat earthers, we all get along. Yeah.
And Michael Lewis, he chimed in and said that there's definitely shills, but he doesn't like calling them shills, that we need to call them disinfo agents. And so,
politically correct.
politically correct. Like, make no sense. Like, they're trying she started promoting Crow 777, and then Stars Are Souls there. He quickly chimes in. He's like, because you can see they're like they're trying to do the typical shill protocol, but then they're also trying to ingratiate themselves so that they're playing both sides of the coin. But well, some people would say Crow is a shill, and it might be. I'm not sure. People should make up their own minds. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, look at Crow's stuff. Yeah, maybe there is a lunar wave. And they're talking like this, and so they're just promoting it and saying, don't call him a shill. Here's the channel to go check out, and don't call him a shill. That's the takeaway message that they're doing.
Yes, and that goes for everybody else on the whole of the internet.
Right.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. So what of the shills though? They're not bothersome? Like it's okay. Like they're the only thing between us and complete freedom if you think about it. They're the only thing physically stopping most people from looking into this stuff. Their job, and you're saying not to worry about it? It's completely
absurd. That's the whole point. It is. Yeah.
They're the criminals. Like, oh, never mind. They're just psychopaths.
Or like this guy, Paul Cheat. He pretends to be a flat earther, makes these cool 3D models, and says I can use them twice. And then once I've used them a few times, starts taking them down. So it's not important that I point out that this idiot is pretending to be a legit flat earther helping him, but really he's trying to take down one of the biggest guys in the movement just out of some stupid grievance. So we have to call these things out, otherwise people like this will take down all the legitimate opposition, and all that left is this controlled opposition.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing, isn't it? It's just... Yeah, and we're talking about Ab, because we were indoctrinated with him. We came into being because of him, so to speak, but we broke away from there, so... Yeah, you'll have to excuse us if we go on and on about him, but we were... Yeah, because we were there for so long, and...
I just saw your Transformers video you sent me. I had seen that one already. That was only 20 seconds. I assume your other videos are on that channel?
That is my video, yeah. That one, and I did one. There's that Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
There's a scene with a globe sitting on a table, and just as the camera goes past it says something like, "Your very existence is an insult to me." I saw that in the theater. I'm like, why would it say it right there? I thought, that's funny, and I clipped it out of a bootleg and put it up.
I'll subscribe to your channel now.
Interesting.
That longer audio you're talking about, I'll check that out.
Yeah, I've just got it here. Send you the link if it's working. It's 5 hours though, so you got time.
Split it up.
It's just we just go on and on and on about what happened there. Basically, brought in another shill. We were thinking that this other guy was the only shill there. We're like, this guy's a shill. This guy's a shill. And then he goes, nah, I think he's okay. We're like, what? You got to get rid of him, at least for us, right? No.
What's odd about him is that we gave him so much work. We gave him so much praise. We always were talking with him. He would call Banazir and then just, when we point out clearly that this guy he's just all of a sudden not at all receptive to any of he's just against everything we're saying, and it's like, wow, like, I thought you were with us, and I guess you're not. Like, you're...
It comes down to we can't mention the shill thing too much.
Yeah, we all just get over...
There's approved shills, like if you're a deep shill like Aberrato, you can talk about Alex Jones, no problem, but you can't talk about your peer shills.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's levels of the gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Alex is like a gatekeeper level 1, and Mark Sargent is...
Yeah.
Here we go.
Number, and maybe
sorry about this.
What these two guys have got to say about the golden fee number.
What do you think of Wakey Wakey now, by the way?
Oh, is that...
You want to jump in?
Who opened up that audio? Was that me, or was that someone else?
I'll jump in.
Is that you?
There's a
I think this is me opening up your link you just sent me.
For those that aren't familiar with geometry, the flower...
That sounds like...
David Weiss, isn't it?
David Weiss and Wakey Wakey.
Yeah, so I just opened up that link you sent me, and that audio just started playing.
Oh, weird.
Anyway, I'll save the audio. I'll open it now, so I can't.
So I think when your moderators there, I think it might have been Think for Yourself, said everyone on Baller Skeptic Roundtable is a shill. Did he say that?
I don't believe so. No.
No? Oh, okay. Well, I was going to ask you what your thoughts on the majority of the guests,
of
other than yourself, of course.
I have my suspicions about the majority of them, but not necessarily all of them.
No, okay. Yeah, Wakey, because you did that awesome audio with him.
Yeah.
You sound all right, but then he was on there, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I don't mind you, Mark Sargent." Or I'm like, "No, what are you doing?" Or is he just playing nice?
Right, yeah, I have questions about Mark. I mean, I like Mark, and we've talked for a long time, and he did great stuff before the Flat Earth stuff. I sent him my book,
right.
And he was, I tried to debunk it, couldn't, and then he was on board. And but yeah, since then he made this what does he call it, Luminaries or something book, 300-page ebook, and basically the whole thing is trying to make a case that the sun is an old or the moon is an old malfunctioning sun.
Right.
And he's doing this under the guise of flat Earth research, and so I don't know. This is the kind of thing I'm warning against, is this kind of speculative, supposed research. If you're speculating too much into something that you really can't prove, like how could you prove that? Even, what would be the home run proof for such a outlandish claim? So really what they're doing is proliferating speculation and theories into the flat Earth keyword, and that's what I noticed the second I started. Like I said, I collected all this information for a long time, and then I wanted to explode it onto the scene all at once because I knew this is what was going to happen. And ever since then, this is what they've done. They've taken the flat Earth keyword and just muddied the shit out of it so that there's barely any good, single links with flat Earth information in them. Mostly you've got all this speculation going on all the time. Mm-hmm. Mark's also got his little one-eye avatar I wonder about, and he came into the forum arguing about moon speculation of his again, that I had plenty of evidence against it, and he's just like, yeah, but I speculate this. It's like, well, okay, but I don't know. He took up pages of the forum on a speculation that didn't add up, and in the end we found out it was it does happen. We're talking about the moon and the sun should turn elliptical as they come near the horizon, and this turned into this big thing. Like, why don't they? I'm saying that, well, if it's high enough in the sky, your example of a flashlight on the roof or something slowly becoming elliptical as it moves away might be irrelevant. Yeah. It's just so far away. And also, it's a different thing than a flashlight. The way the light comes out might be differently. But Lord Ruger on the forum, he took an awesome picture that just ends the debate right there as the sun was setting, zoomed in on it, and it is elliptical. It does make elliptical shape sometimes when it's near the horizon. So as it gets far enough away, it does behave like, say, recessed lighting in a room, in a hallway or something, as it moves further and further away. It's more elliptical. So it actually does happen. But it was being brought up as like a potential problem for the flat Earth theory. How come this doesn't happen? It's like, why?
Well, that's what I thought too. But I was like, well, there's got to be a reason. And plus, our eyes aren't perfect.
Yeah.
And if it is as big as they say, and it's that far away, how can we know? What else do we have to compare it against?
Yeah. Other than that, though, I don't have anything negative against Mark. So I don't know. He's I got this little question mark over his head for me because I do like a lot of things about him. I guess Stars or Souls are kind of like that too, because there's a lot of good things he says, but on this new show, Patricia Steer, I'm definitely suspicious of a lot of these things he's saying now. Except if with his thing about the Jesuits, like Rory Cooper makes excellent flat Earth videos, but then he'll be like, "It's the Jesuits. Anyone who says otherwise is wrong." So I wonder about that a little bit. That's
suspicious right there.
Yeah. His flat Earth is awesome. Like he never comes out with flat Earth stuff that's like not what I would endorse. Like for instance, Leo Ferrari and his constantly rising Earth to account for gravity, that kind of thing. Rory comes up with good evidence, perspective, perception-based things. So he's one of my favorites. But even him, I've got a small question mark over his head. And then there's the obvious ones like Jeranism and Sargent and the Morgile. I've got a huge question mark and an exclamation mark next to it. I really don't think.
Yeah, I heard him when he was on first on John LeBon, and I just thought he was saying everything you had said already. And it's like, well, yeah, that's all good, of course, but it's like listening to Mark Sargent. It's just the way he says it. It's like you don't even believe what you're saying. You're just reading it.
And
I got that sense.
Yes,
Yeah,
he claims that the infinite plane is the model, even though he admits that he has no evidence to prove that. Got a big problem.
Everyone
claims that they know there's a dome or they know it's an infinite plane, but then you say, okay, well, what's your evidence? Oh, none. Well, okay, well, then don't say you know that there's definitely a dome or it's definitely an infinite plane or it's definitely anything. All we know is that it's flat. You know, we haven't gone
as far as the eye can see.
So got to stick with what we know. Otherwise, people coming into the movement, hearing all the supposed flat earthers and their leaders talking about knowing some shit that they can't know, well, they're going to be turned off. You know, you got to stick with what you can know.
I personally think it doesn't go forever. Whatever, it's a dome or just so cold that it's you couldn't penetrate it anyway. Something limited, and with this whole supposed alien invasion thing, if you have an unlimited amount of space, it allows for aliens as well. So I think if they do that, they'll say, well, they're aliens, but they're just from the next continent over.
Mark's model has a dome, but there's still dome builders and dome maintainers and all this, which he always infers that there's some higher intelligent creatures, aliens or whatever, that are making this deception. It fits in with Crow's hologram projected moon nonsense. And so they're trying to take the flat Earth, whether you're infinite plane or domed, the aliens can still work into it. And these are the leaders set up to allow the aliens into the flat Earth.
What I like how we bring up the Antarctic too. That's still something that is wondering about how we can't fly over the Antarctic and how that's such a mystery. You know, like they stay away from that. So that's kind of interesting too.
And the treaty not allowing anybody to go there.
Who are they? What gives them the right to have a treaty over just a no man's land?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's odd, isn't it?
And the Arctic Treaty. Nobody talks about the Arctic, but they're definitely hiding something there. They claim that there's a magnetic North and South Pole, but you can watch any of the North and South Pole documentaries, and you won't find a single person breaking out a compass proving they're at the magnetic North or South Pole.
There's no magnetic South, though. That doesn't make any sense.
You should be able to walk in a circle at these poles and have north be in every direction, if that's the case.
Yeah, but if you were in Australia and you had a compass in your hand, would it not point north when you're facing it down into the ground, facing the North Pole? Or does the magnetism bend around the Earth to go to your compass? Or what's up with that?
East, west, south, all directions actually would be facing off into space because it's a ball. They'd be curving off everywhere. So how does a compass even work? Not on a flat plane.
Yeah, it makes less sense. Yeah.
And the type of magnet that they say the ball is doesn't exist in reality. There is no molten metal magnetic ball with a constantly shifting geomagnetic pole like they talk about the Earth has.
It's not there today.
But the ring magnet we talk about in flat Earth, that exists in loudspeakers with the circumferential southern pole and the North Pole being the center, which is what the flat Earth is.
But does it even provably move even on a flat Earth? Does it actually? I mean, they always say it, but it's like, well, my compass is still pointing in that direction, roughly. I don't know. Does it move so far you can tell?
So that they have a reason to say that there's a geomagnetic pole and then there's a geographic pole. The geographic pole is where we determined GPS would call 90 degrees north and south latitude, and that's an arbitrary place in the Arctic and Antarctic that you'll go to, and it'll just be ice and a flag, and some idiot.
Yeah. Eric, have you ever seen the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the movie or TV show or anything?
Yeah, I read most of the books too.
Yeah, good stuff. But in the movie, which wasn't great, they had, remember at the end when they're rebuilding the Earth 2?
I don't recall every scene, but
yeah, like the Earth always blows up, right? And then because the mice had planned this 10 million year plan, and then the Earth blew up. The Vogons blew it up like 5 minutes before they could figure it, whatever it was out, the program. But they were building the Earth 2 to do it again, and all that stuff is sort of like what the builders are in Mark Sargent's mind. Here's the builders putting, they're painting the ground, and they even shows them putting a dinosaur bone down. Like, oh, here you go.
There you go.
I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what they've done. They put it there.
Right.
They just dropped it in the ground.
Yeah, he even used that word several times, the dome builders. It's like, what a weird term to use. And does he claim to be Christian? The Morgile claims to be Christian. A lot of these people that in the movement that claim to be Christian certainly don't seem it.
Yeah.
They don't seem to believe it.
Wow.
So no dinosaur bones, eh? There's just
no dinosaur bones found. No.
Well, what do they when they say that there's only some dinosaur bones found? Are they even real? Like we're talking chicken bones fitting in the palm of your hand versus these giant hip bones they're supposedly finding.
Right.
Were dinosaurs small back in the 1850s, and then since then they've gotten bigger and bigger? The bigger they've dug,
apparently.
And deeper they dug.
So no culture throughout history, all over the world, had ever found a dinosaur bone until just the same decade when Darwin was coming. History. And it just happened to. It was a knighted Sir. What's his name? I forgot his name right now. It's in the book. But he came up with the term dinosauria, and then they found a dinosaur bone, and ever since then we've just found thousands and thousands of them, but not disinterested third parties. It's always archaeologists on specific sites on digs. They just found in this tiny little area, they find 2,000 bones. Oh, here we go. And then a lot of them have been proven to be fake. The ones in the museums are plaster of Paris, and they don't even let you see the real bones. There's insiders who've worked for the Smithsonian, as well as people that have archaeology degrees and have gotten out of it after they found out the whole thing was a hoax, exposing it as well. The dinosaurs.
Wow. So he invented the term before a single bone had been found.
Yeah, and then they found the bone just a few years.
You mean one of these?
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
I was right. Amazing.
But then they go as far as saying that now they say oil too, like oil. Yeah, that's where it comes from. It's
dinosaur.
Like that to
creates
me really pisses
scarcity.
me off too. Like oil is not at all. That's not at all where it comes from. Like, come on, like.
So what are they doing then? Like my wife's actually from Edmonton, and they've got the thing in Alberta there with all the dinosaurs. What's it called?
Dinosaur Park.
I forget what it's called. It starts with an
A.
I forgot. Dinosaur Land there.
In Drumheller.
Alberta.
In Drumheller.
Drumheller. Sorry, yeah. So what? Because there's so much oil in Alberta, did they have to then go and put more dinosaur bones in these places where there's, you know what I mean? Like it's unbelievable that all the oil is there, and so is Drumheller.
Yeah. Well, what about Iraq and
So-
Saudi Arabia and stuff? Is there dinosaurs? Is there big museums there? Or? I don't know. Like, they don't seem to be. They don't talk about it too much.
I don't visit there too often.
Is there big camels? I don't know. I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's cool to question the whole multimedia wave of shit going on that we.
I mean, the first dinosaur species they put together and put in museums, they'd only found like a tooth. Literally.
Right.
They didn't even allege to discover a full dinosaur skull until very recently. So that they even admit that every single dinosaur compilation, whatever that they've made, they've come up with the head by themselves. And of course, they've just put a bunch of bones of different species together and made all these different supposed dinosaurs. They found elephant bones and whale bones and other things that have been trying to be passed. There's many exhibits that have been closed down because of this. They've been found to be fraudulent. So it's just a long deception that's been going on since the time of Darwin, and not at all before it. That's the biggest piece of evidence against the theory, is that no physical evidence for this dinosaur hoax ever came into existence until they actually coined the term, and then suddenly, university positions open up and all these people can get paid a shitload of money to go and discover all these bones that nobody else ever discovers by accident.
Yeah,
Exactly.
The Dead Sea Scrolls or something, for instance, is discovered by a little shepherd boy in the woods by accident. That's how a real discovery is made, not by some guy with university tenure that goes out to some random place that else goes to, and it makes a discovery that no one else in any culture through all of history has ever found, but he finds 2,000 in the space of a quarter of an acre or something.
Wow.
Amazing. And isn't it actually in the opening scene in Jurassic Park? Doesn't a boy discover the bones?
There you
Is that
go.
what happens? They put it in the movie.
Yeah, there you go. It's more convincing that way.
And that's another thing too. Is how every movie's either about space or dinosaurs for kids in some way.
Absolutely.
There's always these waves. I remember in the late 80s when I was like 10, they had this dinosaur exhibit in the Expo Center there, Dusty, what did they call it? Where Expo 86 was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had a thing in there, and then you can go on a computer, these old-fashioned computers they had at the time, and like a Mac something.
Science World?
And Science World, yeah. And you go on and you design a dinosaur, and you go, no, this couldn't have lived, it's too top-heavy and all this. But the ones they do are like that anyway.
Yes.
They make all these ridiculous shapes. It's like, well, the T-Rex has no arms.
Yeah,
like
little tiny legs.
That's right. A lot of the models have to be held up by wires and stuff because even their plaster of Paris bones won't stand up in the figure that they've shaped the animal. They don't and that works with evolution, right? Because evolution is stupid, so it just does whatever. So the little short T-Rex that's fine because evolution did it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or what do they call it? A natural selection.
Yeah.
I remember, Ricky Gervais. I used to love him, but I listened to a lot of his radio shows he did before he kind of got famous, and then since. Yeah. And he's always sort of making fun of that Carl Pilkington. I don't know if you guys ever listened to him. And he's like, that guy's... I love Carl. He's funny.
I like Carl better
he says things. It's like, no, he's right. Carl is right. Not Ricky Gervais, but Ricky Gervais makes fun of him, and he goes, it works because it exists. It's only here because of natural selection. Mm-hmm. You can't question it. So he has that Darwin attitude.
He's like an atheist.
Of course he does.
Yeah. Outspoken atheist.
Yeah, but he puts Carl in his place, right? He's like, Carl makes a good point. Everyone's like, and then Ricky Gervais shoots it down. No, he's a moron.
He does that with everything. Like, that's Carl's whole big point of existence within Ricky Gervais's life is just to say things that Ricky finds hilarious and shoot down condescendingly and laughs like a girl.
Yeah.
But he's funny. I like Ricky Gervais's comedy and stuff. The Office was great. His stand-up.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
I think he's gone vegetarian, perhaps. He does a lot of anti-animal cruelty posts, which I appreciate.
Oh, really? That's something you're going to have to beat into us, too, by the way. I was listening to you speak to... who was it? You did Sacred Cow, and then you're speaking to someone else, this other woman?
Sinead McCarthy.
Yeah, and near the end you're talking about vegetarianism and such, and then you just started mocking the meat eaters. Like, I'm a meat and potatoes guy, and I just lost it. I was like, it's so funny. Like, that's what I was saying.
My dad
like,
used to say
I'm a meat and potatoes guy. Like, what does that mean?
My dad used to say that to me after I went vegetarian, and I was sharing with him all the information about how good it is for you and all this stuff, and he'd keep saying that to me. He's like, Eric, I'm meat and potatoes, man. Didn't even say it in that voice, but that's how it comes across to my ears.
Right.
But anyway, now he's a vegan, and he says that he's been doing it for years now, along with my mother, and he mocks himself and says he'll never eat another animal, and recommends people try it out and everything. So it's all good.
Wow. Yeah, I've thought about it. Yeah, more and more because I've been reading all this stuff. I'm like, well, this makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know. I've been trained to eat meat my whole life. It's funny, my boys, my young boys, they'll kind of turn their nose up at meat.
Yeah.
Come on, eat this. Like this. Like they know better. Almost.
They have a natural antipathy to meat. It's just it turns your stomach if you're not indoctrinated into it at first. Especially knowing that it comes from an animal. Kids don't appreciate that. Have you seen the Stop Eating Your Friends documentary I just made?
No.
I couldn't upload it.
Is it a long one or a short one?
It's 2 hours. I couldn't upload it to my channel, so I uploaded it to my girlfriend's channel, but I posted it on Facebook and on the forum.
Oh, really? Oh,
you can probably find it if you...
Oh yeah, I'm on your Facebook. Okay, I think I saw that.
It's in
yeah,
the
I
vegan
didn't know it was a
thread
video.
on the IFERS forum as well. You'll find it there. First
Right.
on Fire is the name of the channel, and Stop Eating Your Friends is a documentary. It makes, I think, a pretty good case. It was the best case I could make in 2 hours for going vegetarian. I can't imagine anyone would watch the 2 hours and still think that meat eating is natural, normal, or necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. But it makes sense. Yeah, you don't just eat your meat. You put spice on it. You add natural
Plant-based things to make it more palatable. Yeah, nobody, like real carnivores have fangs and claws, and they hunt after their prey, and they'll go for the jugular and drink the blood first, lap up the stomach contents. They don't have to, and the idea of that is disgusting to us. There's people that have tried it on YouTube. Like, you can watch this one documentary I made. Guys trying to eat a roadkill rabbit. He just goes for it. He has to bite into the fur and spit it out, and then start biting into the skin. And he can't really get into it because our teeth are made for grinding. We don't have the kind of fangs that real carnivores and omnivores have for biting into stuff. So he's got to really get into it. He's tearing into it, and he finally starts to open up the skin part so he can get into the flesh. And then, as he's about to take the first bite of flesh, he starts to gag, and then
it's sad what you see with the Jews too. The whole Jewish culture, how terrible they kill animals. Like, it's awful what they do. Like, it's just, they're not even eating the meat yet. They're torturing the animal first. Like, it's just disgusting what they're doing. It's
a sacrificial offering, right, from the Torah, from the Bible.
It's barbaric. It's horrible. It's horrible.
But who's eating it? It's them eating it in the end. They're sacrificing it to the gods so that they
It's
can
terrible.
Eat it. That's their excuse? Like, oh, we're doing it for him, but we'll reap the benefits.
Read Leviticus, the 3rd chapter of the Bible. It's absolutely disgusting. Just the stuff that is demanded that you do to animals for your allegiance to God and stuff. And it gets into the most gruesome details and just goes over and over again like it's this huge law. But here's that you must do it this way, and you got to slit the throat and all this. And so, that's what this kosher slaughter is basically the least humane way to slaughter an animal, even though there is no humane way to slaughter any living being.
Well, slaughter
that's
is
another catchphrase they use to try to convince people that it's
absolutely crazy. Wow.
Yeah. And yet I still Does that mean I can eat McDonald's then? There's no meat in there, is there?
They've been making
worm meal
adjustments to their menu to try and compensate for all the people leaving.
No, but they don't. They say the beef is called 100% beef is the brand name they use of beef, but it's like they question whether that is beef even. Like, who knows?
Wow.
Jeez. Yeah. Well, you're going to have to write me up like a menu or point me to somewhere that said, like, I can't even think of what would I have for breakfast. Like right now I have cereal for breakfast, sandwich for lunch, pasta or chicken or whatever for dinner. I just don't know how. Like, I just well, how would I get my protein and all that? And I know I've heard you say you can get your protein from this, that, and the other, but it's like I really have to sit down to a menu and see this stuff for real.
Oh yeah, it's just it's all the same stuff, just without the animal death in between.
You eat fish? What about fish?
No, but they've got
vegan, right?
They've got substitutes for literally everything, so it's pretty easy to you can even eat the exact same way that you eat now. So whether it's cheese or whatever meat product you like, or dairy, or you name it, even egg substitute, they've got all that. So it's pretty simple to switch over that way. But that stuff's not the healthiest stuff. Veganism is the healthiest way to live as well, but not if you do it the fake meat, fake egg, fake whatever style. Yeah. That stuff's more to help you transition into eating more plant foods. But like for breakfast, I always have bananas. Eat as many bananas as you can. It's awesome.
Is that right?
We had mango.
Well, that's funny because that's what my son eats all the time. And just we're like, oh, you don't eat too much, you get constipated.
No, it's the opposite.
Really?
Meat
No.
has no fiber. Meat and dairy has no fiber, but all plant foods have fiber. So
Yeah, that's right.
all plant foods are going to help you not be constipated, and that's why you want to eat them in the morning as well.
So you can't eat too many bananas.
No,
Wow.
there's a great site called 30bananasaday.com.
Yeah,
You
I
should
heard that.
about that amount. You don't have to eat just bananas, but the caloric
Wow.
intake equivalent of 30 bananas a day is excellent. And bananas are the most nutrient-dense food on Earth. So
All the
it's
potassium.
like well, no, not even potassium. You'll see in the documentary, it's the 87th leading source of potassium, right behind vanilla fast food milkshakes. So bananas actually don't have that much potassium at all. And
Oh,
how
really?
much you eat, you couldn't eat enough bananas quick enough to have a potassium overload. You'd have to eat like 400 bananas in 30 seconds.
Oh,
with
wow.
potassium to,
Bring it
But
on.
they're good. They're good. They're really.
I'm a meat and potatoes guy. I can do it. Yeah.
so yeah, you just have
That's
like fruit
interesting,
for
okay.
breakfast, as much fruit as you can eat. Bananas are best, but whatever. And then for lunch, a sandwich is good. Just instead of having meat, pack in a bunch of veggies and whatever, but tomatoes, lettuce, cucumbers, all that kind of stuff, or salad. And pasta, you said you had for dinner. That's good. You have pasta and sauce and stuff. Just leave out the meat.
Without the meat, though.
Yeah.
You'd have to do. Yeah. Without the meat.
And you don't for
Yeah.
protein. There's more protein in spinach than there is in steak. There's more protein in most leafy green vegetables than in any meat dairy
Right.
product. So, and not only
Well,
is there
Dusty,
more
you're-
protein, but it's phytonutrient protein. It's plant-based protein. We digest better. If you get your protein from plant eaters, which is what we do with the meat we eat, we're just getting second-rate protein. We're getting it from the fat.
Oh, so the protein's not really from
plants.
them; it's from what they eat.
Yeah.
I getcha. Secondhand.
You can check out vegan bodybuilders, veganbodybuilding.com. The vegan strongman, he's got a world record now. So like it's and as well as vegan animals like gorillas and elephants and stuff. The strongest animals in nature, including vegan humans, don't need meat or some mythic protein or some sort of element that's found in meat to be able to be strong. That's another.
It's hard to digest meat.
Yeah, every organ in our bodies is that of an herbivore, frugivore, not of a carnivore. So it's definitely hard for us to digest meat. We don't have the stomach acid for it. Our colons are too long. We can't push it out the way we're supposed to. Natural meat eaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting. Yeah, it's
Some
quite
of that meat lies dormant and undigested for years in your system, doesn't it? From what I've been understood, yeah.
It's good to do water fasting and water enemas to cleanse that stuff out.
I do a lot of water. I drink water all the time.
Absolutely, and don't drink any. Don't eat anything as well for a while. When you don't eat and you just drink water, your organs have a chance to rest, and then
I do that a lot. I do that a lot, actually. That's right.
And then you do a water enema, and then you'll clear out a bunch of impacted feces in your system. It sounds disgusting, but it's excellent for your health.
No, that's very true. That's very, very true.
Yeah.
There's a scene in one of the Star Trek movies. Do you ever watch any of those, Eric?
I've seen some of them.
Yeah, I think Star Trek 6, I think. The Klingons, the big brooding, usually black guys that used to play them. They were on the Enterprise there, and they're serving them dinner or something. They're like, what's this? Like, oh, this is, they have the replicators. They can create food. So they create meat, right? And they're like, oh, we don't eat replicated meat. We hunt and we kill. So it's like they're making fun of us in a way. You're the Klingons. You're eating actual meat. So it seemed to have been the point of that scene there.
They've even made cloned animal meat as well, haven't they? And put that on.
Oh, yeah, I heard
So they
about
are
that.
giving us cloned animal meat to eat as well, just like in Star Trek.
What? So it's just looks like meat?
But can they really clone, though? Are they cloning? They're not like that sheep cloning, I don't think was a real thing, or do you?
I don't know how that
Do you remember that?
stuff is supposed to work.
Supposedly, but, when you make meat in a Petri dish or something, maybe.
Yeah. 3D print some meat.
Yeah. Oh,
You can
man.
lose a lot of weight by not eating meat and drinking water, and it's really a good weight loss for sure. Keeps your weight eating check.
Yeah, that's another benefit.
Really important.
Definitely.
Like all these donuts that people are eating at Tim Hortons, like, what a huge contribution to obesity these places that I see, like these donuts that people are eating, and it's crazy. Sugar. Yeah. All the sugar that's being... Wheat is another thing to try to get yourself off of. Try to limit your amount of bread and wheat. Wheat's not been very good for you, apparently.
Well, I was going to ask Eric about that too. The wheat belly and the Monsanto wheat covered
the
stems, or what they're called.
It's definitely bad for you, and most of the wheat you're eating is probably Monsanto GMO wheat, and so that's
fucking right. It is.
Yeah,
it's okay to eat a bit, but if you're doing it all the time.
In cultures all over the world for a long time, it's a good carbohydrate source. So the demonization of wheat and gluten seems to run tandem with the new low carb fad. You should actually be eating a high carb diet. That's what people are when you talk about low carb, what that is high fat. They don't want to talk about a high fat diet, so they call it a low carb. But every cell in your body runs on carbohydrates. So it's essential that the bulk of your calories should be coming from carbohydrates. The 80-10-10 nutrition book is about how the natural ratio of carbs to fat to protein in the human body is about 80-10-10, 80 being the carbs. And if you're not like that, you go into ketosis, which is what low-carb diets recommend. And they talk about ketosis like it's some weight loss heaven thing. And it is. It allows you to lose water weight quickly at first when you're not eating carbohydrates, but then eventually you have to bounce back. You must eat carbohydrates. And the period that you're in ketosis, you're just converting your fat stores into carbohydrates, and you're storing more fat. You're slowing down your metabolism and teaching your body to be a fat storer because you're not giving it the daily carbohydrates that it's used to and that it wants. So what you should be eating is low fat, low protein, high carb, and try to limit meat and dairy as much as you can, and eat as much plant foods as you can. That's all. You don't have to go like cold turkey either, so just try to eat less of those products.
Yeah, that's right.
More stuff.
Again, a good substitute is rice pasta and stuff like that has a lot of carbs, but lower the gluten. It's the gluten that kills you. It's the gluten that's the problem. If you can take some rice pasta and substitute it for wheat pasta, you're going to get the carb, the good carbs, not the gluten with the carbs. So
there's lots of different things that pasta's made out of. You don't have to stay. If wheat affects you in some way, you can go to any of the other kinds. Same with milk. Like people think you have to drink cow's milk. Why don't we drink any other animal's milk? And there's also things like soy milk, almond milk, hazelnut milk.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. I just that's what I drink. Soy milk. Yeah, that's what I have. I don't drink any.
Well, it's not really milk though. We were debating like why is it even called milk?
Well, it's funny you're talking about. It's funny you're talking about vegetarian.
Can't milk an almond.
I'm not a big meat eater. Meat kind of turns me off. A lot of it, I do eat it, but I do get what you mean. I try to not get too indulgent with that stuff. I prefer, the bananas, like you say, and the fruit, the veggies. I just feel better. I feel better off it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Like, many salads I had at lunch, bananas there. Remember that? I used to always have those.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll send you guys a copy in the chat window here of Stop Eating Your Friends, my new documentary.
Oh, yeah?
All right.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I got to get going here. I haven't eaten lunch yet, so...
I guess you're in a different...
So what time are you? You're tomorrow. You're on the...
It's 1:30 in the afternoon tomorrow.
It's Labor Day on that side of the flat Earth.
Yeah. Don't give me the winning lottery numbers yet. I want it to be a surprise.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, cool. Eric, thanks
nice
for doing what you do, and hopefully we'll be chatting with you again.
Yeah, it would be great.
We'll figure out some kind of show. Yeah, we've just been itching to do something again.
Well, this
so.
has been a show in itself. Yeah, it's been kind
Yeah,
of
if you turn this into a show and you upload it to YouTube or whatever, start a new thread on IFERS, and we'll just start collecting little things like this where IFERS members get together and have a little chat and post it up.
about everything. Yeah, just vegan,
Yep.
flat Earth, right?
Yeah. Well, that's just it. We don't be limited. That's
The whole point,
The
yeah.
beauty of Ifers and Eric's sites is how can you not talk about everything? Like, how do you, honest to God,
Chemtrails,
not want to talk about the? Yeah. Oh no, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, really, a cartoon
Yeah.
character. So, yeah, that's great.
So-
All right, guys. I'll talk to
Okay.
you soon.
All right.
Cheers, man. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
All right. Later.
Okay. Take it easy. Bye.